Rodin isn't someone who posts content very often, and when he does, it's usually just light, casual clips from his everyday life. But when his parents were away from home, everything changed. He began experiencing a series of strange events that left him genuinely shaken. Objects seemed to move on their own. Mysterious sounds echoed throughout the house, and there was a heavy feeling that he wasn't alone. One night, just after 1 a.m., suspicious noises from the next room woke him up. With his heart racing, he grabbed his phone and started recording what was happening.
Estoy en mi pieza queriendo dormir, boludo, y me tocan la puerta toda la noche, amigo. Son como las 1 de la mañana. No hay nada. No, amigo, ¿qué mierda es eso, boludo? ¿Qué mierda sos, la concha de tu madre? Boludo, no. Amigo, no hay nadie, boludo. No. De hoy se está escuchando esa mierda. ¿Qué? No, boludo, no. No. Encima abro acá la ventana, boludo. No hay nadie, amigo. O sea, no hay chance que haya salido alguien por acá, boludo. No, amigo, no. No, amigo, de nuevo esto. Pero qué mierda, boludo.
In the distance of the camera frame, a dark shadow suddenly appears from behind a doorway, only to vanish moments later without a trace. Rachten quickly rushes inside, but the room he enters is completely empty. When his attention turns to the window, the situation becomes far more frightening. In the reflection behind him, another dark figure can be seen, standing extremely close, motionless, as if watching his every move. Once the footage was shared, viewers quickly noticed both appearances and warned that whatever was inside the house wasn't just causing strange noises. It was actively observing him. Some believe being alone made Rodin more vulnerable to an experience like this. Others are convinced the presence had always been there, simply waiting for the right moment to reveal itself. A man named Joseph says he has experienced something strange over the past few days. He kept hearing mysterious noises coming from his bathroom. At first, Joseph chose not to think too much about it and assumed the sounds were just normal disturbances, like water pipes or the natural movement of the building. However, when the noises continued, especially at night, his curiosity began to grow. Eventually, Joseph decided to set up a camera facing the bathroom door. He left the camera recording for several hours while he rested in bed, hoping it would capture the source of the strange sounds. Curious about what he found? Let's take a look together.
So I've been hearing some strange noises coming from this bathroom. And so I'm going to set up this camera to record and see if we catch anything. I've never caught anything on camera before, so I'm hoping that this might be the first time, but kind of sounds like scratches.
Nearly an hour passes with nothing happening. The apartment appears calm and completely still, with only the soft glow of hallway light reflecting in the bathroom mirror. Then suddenly, everything changes. Without any warning, something suspicious appears on the recording. As Joseph walks down the hallway after getting a drink, a dark figure briefly enters the camera's frame. On the right side of the mirror, a shadow that clearly resembles a human shape can be seen, as if it is peeking into the bathroom. The shadow pauses for a moment, then quickly disappears, leaving behind an unsettling feeling. What makes the situation even stranger is that Joseph was not in the bathroom at the time. He was also alone in the apartment, and the camera angle makes it difficult to explain the incident as a light reflection or a visual illusion. it looks as though something approached the doorway, looked inside, and then pulled back. In a follow-up recording, Joseph explains that many viewers were curious and asked him to record again. Because of that, he decided to turn the camera back on to show the strange events that keep happening.
All right, guys, so you wanted an update. So here is the shower. That's where the cat goes to the bathroom, so nobody's in there. Nobody's in the bathroom. Nothing's behind the door. All right, we're turning the light off because it doesn't like the light. Here's my fiance.
I don't want to be on camera.
Okay.
I don't think we should be engaging it.
It's fine. It hasn't done anything. It's not really being too like creepy or anything. It just does. So we've been playing peekaboo. Peekaboo.
This time, Joseph begins recording inside the bathroom, slowly and carefully sweeping the camera across every corner of the small space. He pulls back the shower curtain, checks behind the door, and makes it clear there is nowhere for anyone to hide. Just before leaving, he turns off the light, explaining that the strange activity seems to happen only when the bathroom is left in darkness. Next, Joseph moves to a small couch across the hallway, keeping the camera aimed straight at the bathroom doorway. He tries to stay calm, even making a nervous joke by saying peekaboo toward the quiet, dark hallway. Less than a second later, something enters the camera's view. A tall, solid shadow shaped like a human steps into the doorway. It is pitch black, as if it's absorbing all the light around it. Joseph instinctively jerks backward in his seat as the figure disappears just as quickly as it appeared. There are no footsteps, no sounds at all, almost as if the presence appeared and vanished without leaving a trace.
Okay, guys. I think I f***ed up a little bit. Do you hear that? What the f*** is that? Charlie, cat's right here. She doesn't seem to be worried about it.
In the next part of the recording, Joseph finally admits that provoking the mysterious presence was likely a serious mistake. His voice is now filled with tension, and the camera in his hand shakes slightly, as if reflecting his growing fear. He explains that ever since the shadow revealed itself, the strange activity in his apartment has become more frequent, making it nearly impossible for him to sleep. In the middle of his explanation, a soft creaking sound suddenly comes from the bathroom. The noise resembles wood, or a cabinet door slowly being pushed or pulled. It starts briefly, stops, then begins again, repeating in a way that builds an unsettling atmosphere. To show that the sound isn't being caused by anything else, Joseph lowers the camera to reveal his cat sitting right beside him on the bed. The animal is fully awake, staring down the hallway with a tense, alert posture. Joseph points out that the cat hasn't moved from his side and refuses to go anywhere near the bathroom. Moments later, the strange noise stops abruptly, leaving behind a silence that feels even more frightening.
All right. I appreciate all the well wishes. I haven't been getting great sleep lately. I don't know if it's because of this, but I'm going to take your advice. It's been slamming the doors again this morning. I'm just going to tell it to get the out of here. Okay? All right, this is it. You are not welcome here. You need to leave. We are done with your bullshit. We are not going to take it anymore, okay? You need to get the out. No, this is bullshit.
In the final recording, Joseph admits that he has reached his breaking point. Days without sleep, the appearance of shadowy figures, and the terror of unexplained sounds have completely shattered his sense of calm. With hesitant steps, he stands directly in front of the bathroom doorway, holding the camera out toward the darkness. His voice trembles as he firmly tells whatever is hiding there that it must leave and is no longer welcome in his home. But before he can finish speaking, a deep, horrifying growl suddenly roars from inside the pitch-black bathroom. At the same instant, the bathroom door slams shut with shocking force right in front of him. Joseph stumbles backward, then, holding his breath, cautiously reaches for the handle and opens the door again. Inside, nothing. No movement, not a single sound. Later, Joseph says that neither he nor his cat has dared to step into the bathroom ever since. After that final encounter, they even began seriously considering moving out of the apartment. So what do you think was really lurking behind that doorway? And if it's gone, is it truly gone for good? A family lives in a neighborhood where strange and unsettling events keep happening. Almost every night around 3 a.m., all the dogs along the street start barking and howling at the exact same time. Not just one or two, every single dog reacts as if something unseen is moving through the area. Most residents say that when they look out their windows, they see absolutely nothing. No people, no animals, and nothing out of the ordinary. Even so, some neighbors wake up the next morning to find footprints outside their homes, despite the fact that security cameras never capture anyone passing by. One morning, the man in this video was already awake when he suddenly began hearing strange noises coming from his kitchen. Watch closely.
¿Qué onda, racita? Buenos días, ¿qué metes? Me quedé solito ahorita. Pati fue a dejar a Rafita. Y escuché que alguien anda allá abajo. No estoy seguro, pero creo que la luz de la cocina está prendida o se prendió. Voy a ver qué onda. Ahorita estoy solito. No manches, creo que sí está prendida. Ay, güey, sí está prendida. Yo la apagué, les juro que yo la apagué cuando salí del baño. Y de hecho la puerta estaba cerrada. Hola. ¿Alguien está ahí? Hey. Hola.
Near the end of the video, a harsh, chilling growl can be heard, followed by a sound that resembles a painful wail. That moment became a terrifying realization for the family. Whatever had been causing the dogs to howl together every night at 3 a.m. no longer seemed confined to the street alone. On another morning, the same man went downstairs to use the bathroom. And at that exact moment, something unexpected happened. Watch closely. Suddenly, clear footsteps can be heard. The movement wasn't rushed or chaotic. Instead, it felt almost rhythmic, like someone stepping or moving in a deliberate pattern, just out of sight. Some people believe this could be a wandering entity, something not bound to one place but traveling from neighborhood to neighborhood, street to street, and eventually into homes. Others think the constant attention the family gave it watching, listening, and reacting may have unintentionally drawn it closer, allowing whatever was once outside to cross a boundary and enter their house. Now, before the situation gets any worse, the family is actively searching for answers. So what do you think? Was this always headed toward their home? Or did simply noticing it invite something inside? While home alone, Grace decided to start recording one of the doors inside her house. Minutes earlier, she had been overwhelmed by a strange, unsettling feeling, as if something was watching her from the hallway. The house was completely silent. No TV, no music, and no open windows. If anything, the silence only made the tension feel worse. Trying to stay calm, Grace kept the camera steady and made a few lighthearted jokes to ease her nerves. But the tremor in her voice gave her away. She seemed anxious, standing still as she waited and listened, quietly wondering if anything was going to happen at all.
Oh my god, what is happening? Can't move it again. Oh shit, oh shit, oh my god. Oh dear, oh dear. Oh my. Oh god, can you close it please? Okay.
Moments later, the door moved on its own, slowly opening before gently closing again. Grace gasped, her breath catching as fear clearly set in. In a nervous voice, she asked whatever unseen presence it was to do it again. As she slowly backed away, her voice trembled. This time, what happened was far more disturbing. The door began to open again, wider and much slower, creeping open inch by inch until it was nearly 3/4 of the way open. The movement felt deliberate, as if something unseen was standing on the other side, consciously pushing it open. It paused briefly, almost as if it knew it was being watched. Then, just as calmly and slowly, the door closed itself once more. There was no rush of air, no footsteps, and no explanation. After the recording ended, Grace said she immediately left the room and refused to go back down that hallway for the rest of the night. Later, she admitted something even more unsettling than the door moving on its own. For the first time, whatever was in her house didn't just move an object. It responded directly to her voice.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh my. Oh god. Can you close it please? Okay.
Kyle enters an abandoned house and decides to record a short walkthrough, planning to show the footage to his partner later. He expects nothing more than an empty building filled with remnants of the past, old furniture, forgotten belongings, and traces of a life long gone. But the atmosphere quickly changes. Not long after he starts recording, signs begin to appear that this house is hiding something far more disturbing than he ever imagined. Let's take a closer look. If you look closely, strange details begin to appear from the very first seconds of the video. The first thing viewers notice is a black cat inside the abandoned house. This alone feels unusual, since animals typically don't stay long in unstable, dangerous, empty buildings. For centuries, black cats have been linked to myths and superstitions. In many folk tales, they are described as familiars, believed to have connections to the unseen world, and are often viewed as bad omens associated with illness or death. Because of these beliefs, many people associate black cats with places thought to have paranormal activity. But the strangeness doesn't stop there. Shortly afterward, a nearby door suddenly begins to shake violently for no clear reason. There is no one else inside the house, no visible drafts, and no movement that could explain what's happening. At the same time, faint orb-like shapes drift across the frame, accompanied by an eerie sound coming from somewhere in the distance. What makes this even more unsettling is the fact that Kyle didn't notice most of these details while he was filming. It wasn't until viewers pointed them out one by one that the full picture began to emerge. Each detail on its own might seem easy to dismiss, but when combined, the black cat, the moving door, the mysterious lights, and the unexplained sounds, they create a deeply disturbing impression, one that strongly suggests Kyle may not have been alone. And according to viewers, this was only the beginning of a series of strange events connected to him.
Just got home from work. This needs to stop. I need help, please. Going to explore it later.
Not long afterward, Kyle's partner shared a recording taken from inside their own home. When she arrived, a door in one of the rooms was shaking violently, as if something on the other side was trying to force its way out. But the moment she stepped inside, the shaking stopped abruptly. The room was empty. No one was there. Even more disturbing, a doll that had been seen there earlier had vanished without a trace. No one entered. No one touched it. The doll simply disappeared. Some viewers believe that whatever Kyle encountered in the abandoned house may have followed him home, not attached directly to him, but drawn to certain objects, especially dolls, which many people believe can act as focal points or triggers for paranormal activity. Others think the presence had already been in the house, and Kyle's exploration may have disturbed it. Kyle and his partner say they don't feel directly threatened. They describe the events as more annoying than dangerous. Objects moving, small strange disturbances, items disappearing and later reappearing. But this pattern is exactly what worries many viewers. Paranormal activity rarely stays the same. What begins as something harmless can escalate, especially once it is noticed, recorded, or acknowledged. So the question remains, is this something quietly sharing space with them, or is it still testing boundaries? As always, I'll leave that up to you to decide. A man and his family believe their home is shared with an unseen presence. They've even given it a nickname, Ghost Malone, a light-hearted name meant to reflect how harmless they believe it is. According to them, the presence feels calm, relaxed, and not intimidating at all. Almost every night, toys around the house seem to move on their own. Even so, the family insists the entity has never shown any intention of harming anyone. Still, many viewers can't help but ask the same question. How long can something that seems harmless stay that way? Now let's take a look at what a typical night is like inside their home.
It's 3:30 in the morning. I swear on my life. For freaking toy cars. Oh, you have got to be f***ing kidding me. No. No, sir. No, ma'am. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know whether to wake Elizabeth or... Somebody call Justin Nunley. Or an exorcist. I don't know. I mean, I'm not scared, but I'd be lying if I said I wasn't shaking. So I'm just gonna leave it there till the morning for Elizabeth to come play with it. And it's not electronical, y'all. There ain't no damn motor in that thing. I feel so weird and out of place right now. I don't know if it's still there. To be truthful, I'm thinking about just leaving Elizabeth and Revelation and going somewhere for the night. I don't know what to do. Let's check on it. You still there? Pirates of the Caribbean's getting good. I'm not scared. I'm just kind of freaked out because, like, it's friendly. Has it thrown it?
What stands out the most is a toy car that appears to move on its own, despite having no batteries or electronic components at all. Some viewers try to offer logical explanations, such as an uneven floor or leftover momentum. However, those ideas start to fall apart when it becomes clear that similar incidents happen repeatedly and involve more than just one toy. After seeing this pattern of events, many people begin to question the family's belief that the mysterious presence is completely harmless and poses no danger.
I actually fell asleep, and this is what I woke up to. Elizabeth. Baby. Hey.
Goodbye.
Okay, no, for real, like, so what are we doing? Oh. Okay. Somebody said salt. Hold on. I
don't know if you're supposed to draw a circle around it.
Well, it's a half circle, but I don't think you're supposed to do anything else. I don't know. Y'all got suggestions? Let me know.
Several concerned viewers suggested that the father try simple cleansing steps, using holy water, sprinkling salt, and saying prayers, just to see how the presence would respond. The next day, he went ahead and followed those suggestions. However, viewers ended up focusing on something else entirely. When the footage was examined more closely, a small, childlike figure could be seen standing completely still in the doorway. That single detail was enough to send chills through the audience and raise an unsettling question. Why did the cleansing ritual seem to have no effect at all?
Are you there? Yeah. So. Okay. Well, that's one of the things that I've discovered.
Over time, the strange activity continued to escalate and was no longer limited to toys. Whenever the house fell silent, the father only had to ask a simple question: "Are you here?" And something would move in response. At that point, many viewers were convinced that what was happening went far beyond mere coincidence. What disturbed people the most was the interaction itself. Paranormal experts and researchers often warn that responding to or acknowledging a presence can make it stronger, giving it energy, drawing it closer, and even creating the possibility of a dangerous attachment.
So we are all sitting here enjoying our Taco Bell, right? And Ghost Malone was over there shaking the door a second ago. Ghost Malone, if you are still around, do something.
Give us a sign.
Oh, okay. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Look at her.
Nonchalant. Alright, so ironically, I'm watching Ghostbusters, right? Ghost Malone. Ghosty. Yo. Are you kidding? Alright, so I've been asking Ghost Malone some questions. Okay, so one time if you're there, 2 times, or I guess no times if you're not. Definitely there, okay. Are you friendly? Okay, okay. Do you like Ghostbusters? No? Okay, do you like movies? Okay, okay. Alright, just not Ghostbusters, I guess it's insulting. Are you here to cause harm? Okay. Okay. Man, I wish I knew Morse code. We'd try that. Are you an older spirit? Okay, but not a bad spirit. Okay. Is there more than one of you? Oh, okay.
Despite repeated warnings, the family continued living their daily lives as usual, firmly believing the presence posed no real threat. That is, until one night when they went a step further, not just checking if it was there, but attempting to communicate with it directly. Many people believe that dangerous entities rarely reveal their true nature right away. Instead, they often present themselves as calm, friendly, or even playful, patiently biding their time as they grow stronger over time.
So, a couple weird things have happened tonight. Like my mom's painting over there has moved. And Ghosty. Ghost Malone. You there? Don't judge the trash. It's trash day. Ghosty. Okay. Maxie, what was that? Huh? So we're sitting here. Revelation hears it.
Hi, Maxie.
It should also be noted that we've had several offers from paranormal people to come here and whatnot. We're down. But there's been a few of them that are private profiles, minus the big ones you guys have suggested. Nobody's reached out, but I don't know. I might take offers for people to just come stay the night so you can see whether it's real or not for yourself. I don't know. But yeah, I am gonna take a list of questions. I've been writing down in the comments all the questions you guys have for Ghost Malone, and then we're gonna do the Stranger Things light or dog button things to see if that does anything.
This time, the reaction didn't come from humans alone. Their dog immediately responded when a playpen moved on its own, quickly backing away and hiding inside its crate. Many people believe behavior like this only happens when an animal senses danger. For viewers, this was the moment everything changed. A presence capable of moving objects, responding as if it understands, and frightening an animal is not something that can be ignored. Some believe it was never truly harmless, just patient. Until the family shares further updates, all anyone can do is hope the situation doesn't take a much darker turn. This horror-themed video was shared by a YouTuber named Cybin Mystery. In the footage, it is explained that on that night, Darren set out to explore a road located in a plantation area. This road serves as the only access route commonly used by local residents to reach a spring that provides water for their daily needs. Recently, however, the road has gained a frightening reputation after stories spread about several children who suddenly became possessed after claiming to see a ghostly figure. These incidents left the local community feeling fearful and uneasy. Wanting to find out the truth behind the rumors, Darren decided to investigate the location himself. And sure enough, during the exploration, he was suddenly startled when he encountered an apparition, exactly as the residents had described.
Ada yang lari bro, ada yang lari bro. Allah Akbar. Allah Akbar. Ya astagfirullah. Astagfirullah. Ya Allah. Allah Akbar.
As captured on camera, the figure believed to be a ghost suddenly appears in clear view. Its presence comes from a completely unexpected direction. Moments later, a faint, mysterious shadow can be seen moving among the trees. Even more terrifying, the dark-faced figure doesn't remain still. It appears to move quickly, leaping and giving chase, causing Darren to panic in fear before turning and running as fast as he can away from the area. In this opening video, we follow the story of Haley, a woman who sets out on a relaxing walk to clear her mind in the Appalachian Mountains. The area is well known for its breathtaking natural scenery, its quiet and isolated atmosphere, and the old legends that have long lived among the local communities. However, not long after she starts down the trail, a strange feeling begins to surface. The silence around her doesn't feel empty. It feels as if something unseen is quietly watching her.
I just realized this is like the perfect place to come and sit and smoke. Cause look at this. Sit right here. Hell yeah. This is my view. Y'all, a cigarette right now. I don't even smoke cigarettes, but it warm you up, you know. I'm cold. I felt like there was somebody behind me, but I'm comfortable. So this is as close as I'm going to get, but y'all can see it's like angled and it goes into the mountain. It doesn't look like it, but it's a little bit more deeper here. My feet would get wet and these shoes, yeah, no, and it's cold. But yeah, I'm about to head out of here because my feelings been, I don't know. It don't feel right now. But yeah, I don't have service. No, this is the worst part about exploring here is when you get like that. When you get the feeling that you're being watched or followed, you can't. It's a little bit of a ways to get back to where you came from. Over there.
If you listen closely to the recording, a voice can be heard soft and brief saying, "Hey." What makes this incident even more terrifying is how familiar the voice felt. Too familiar, sounding almost exactly like Haley's own. Ironically, at that moment she didn't consciously hear any voice at all. What truly caught her attention was something far more intense. A sudden, instinctive feeling that someone was standing directly behind her, watching without being seen. In the folklore of the Appalachian Mountains, experiences like this are often linked to beings known as mimics, mysterious entities believed to imitate human voices to provoke a reaction. Many traditions warn that responding to them is a serious mistake, as answering is thought to be a form of permission or invitation. Some believe mimics test their targets first, while others say they simply mark you and wait for the right moment to act. So was this nothing more than a coincidence? A strange audio capture mixed with anxiety in an isolated place? Or did Haley's instinct save her from something far more disturbing, because she chose to leave before it was too late? At around 9:35 p.m., a camera begins recording inside a house that feels quiet and unsettling. At the start of the footage, the only sound that can be heard is a faint, distant crying coming from an unknown direction, while a man tries to remain calm as he explains what he's hearing. To make sure there's no misunderstanding, he slowly turns the camera toward the television, clearly showing that the sound isn't coming from anything playing on the screen. But after that, the situation becomes far more disturbing. What happens next is completely unexpected. Let's take a look.
Actividad paranormal en mi casa.
Me acuerdo de cada expresión en su cara. Bueno, me encuentro viendo una película, ya casi van a ser las 10 de la noche. Y escuché cosas allá en la cocina y mire, están todos estos cajones de arriba abiertos y pues pensé que no iba a suceder nada hoy, pero
peleamos esa semana, ¿lo olvidaste? Ustedes tuvieron un épico verano. Y eso jamás lo olvidaré.
Tía, algo allá en la cocina.
Sí. Yo no lo olvidaré y solo era una espectadora celosa. No puede ser. Es mi primer día de huelga y ya estoy hecha un bodrio. Es cierto. Es la verdad.
Esos cabrones se están moviendo solos.
Escuché lo que pasó, pues. No, lo lamento mucho. Si fueras mi hija, te diría que lo usaras.
He turns the camera back toward the kitchen doorway, explaining that his home has been plagued by strange, unexplainable events for weeks. Moving forward slowly and cautiously, he approaches. When suddenly, a kitchen cabinet door slams shut on its own, the loud bang shattering the silence. His body jerks in shock, clearly startled, but he doesn't retreat. Instead, he steps deeper into the kitchen. Almost immediately, another cabinet door snaps shut right in front of him. Then, as if reacting to his every movement, a third cabinet door slams closed as he gets closer. Holding his breath but trying to stay in control, he opens the cabinets one by one, showing that they are completely empty inside. There are no loose hinges, no pets nearby, and not even a slight draft that could explain what just happened. Whatever is moving the cabinets doesn't seem to be hiding anymore. It has made its presence known. For several weeks, Nick had been trying to communicate with what he believed was an unseen presence in his home. At first, it felt harmless, almost like a simple experiment, with no sense of danger. But everything changed one night when the dream catcher hanging above his bed suddenly began spinning on its own, with no breeze and no open windows to explain it. At first, Nick tried to brush it off. However, he soon started hearing faint tapping sounds that slowly made him uneasy. What disturbed him the most was that the tapping seemed to respond whenever he spoke. That was the moment Nick decided to start recording what was happening.
Okay guys, I've been trying to literally communicate with something. Like, there's no AC on, it's winter, this window's cracked, but this has been moving and I've been trying to communicate with whoever's here, but it's not really communicating back now, and I kept hearing tapping. But like, I just want to show you, like, this is a normal day in my house. Like, my mom is, these are the rooms, my mom is downstairs cooking dinner, and these rooms are a mess, I know. My mom is down here cooking dinner. So this is what I like experience on a day-to-day basis. Like, weird stuff like this just normally happens. And okay, I love that. What fell over in here now? I don't even know. Oh my god. And nothing. Oh, okay, that's weird. Is there anyone here that can give me a sign?
The footage shows the dream catcher continuing to spin without stopping, even though the room is completely quiet and the window is closed with no air movement. To rule out any interference, Nick steps out of the room for a moment and then comes back. Still, the dream catcher keeps turning as if nothing has changed. Not long after that, a sudden, quick sound comes from the bathroom connected to his bedroom. It's sharp and brief, like something darting across the floor. Nick carefully walks in while filming every corner, but finds nothing. There are no animals, no open vents, and no clear explanation for the noise. Nick grows increasingly uneasy. He speaks out loud, asking for a clear sign if something is truly there. Seconds later, an object suddenly drops right next to him with a loud bang, making him jump in shock. He is alone in the room, and nothing can be seen touching the object. From that moment on, the experience is no longer just unsettling for Nick, it becomes impossible to ignore. The next clip continues without a break. Nick once again talks about the tapping sounds, explaining that they seem to respond whenever he speaks. Almost immediately, another sharp tap echoes through the room, this time louder and much closer. The tension is clear in his voice as he quickly calls out to his brother, asking if he's playing a prank or trying to scare him. His brother sounds genuinely confused. Trying to stay calm, Nick keeps talking while slowly walking toward a small storage room at the back of the house.
We keep hearing tapping. These walls are hollow. Whoa! Whoa! Okay. Ant, where are you?
I'm right here.
Did you see that?
No, I heard it.
That's insane. So things have been pretty quiet, I guess not, but these walls are hollow, and we kept hearing tapping on the backs of the walls. And inside here, this is the only hollow room. This is like cement. So I don't know. Holy shit. What was that? Oh my god. Okay, well, now you can see there's no strings, no nothing. There's a wall of glass behind it. Oh my gosh. What was that?
My shoulder.
Oh.
The moment Nick steps into the room, a loud crash sounds from behind him. He quickly spins the camera around, revealing a pile of CDs scattered across the floor, knocked over all at once as if something had pushed them. As he keeps filming, the camera starts to glitch. The image stutters and the audio becomes distorted, making the situation feel even more unnatural. Breathing heavily, Nick slowly backs away. Before he can react any further, another loud noise echoes from deeper inside the room. Then, without warning, the recording suddenly cuts out. The video ends abruptly, leaving no explanation for what actually caused any of it.